to another podcast episode of eCom Lab. I'm here with Luqman Ahmed, and of course, I'm Chris Jarvis. We wanted to get on here, come back after all the great comments from our first episode, and talk a little bit about what's taking place in logistics today. And I'm sure for everyone that's listening, you've been involved with the industry. We're in a pretty unprecedented time. We're 20 days from Christmas. It's getting a little chaotic. Capacity's running a little thin, and we wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we're seeing, hearing, and what our merchants are telling us. Luqman, tell us where we are.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're right on, Chris. As you know, there's a lot of shippers that are reaching out, are struggling at the moment to secure capacity from different carriers. A lot of carriers are taking advantage of this for the right reasons. A lot of shippers were not expecting this. Especially, I think the most shippers that are hurt at the moment are small to medium-sized businesses.
Absolutely.
That add, I think, around 70% to the Canadian economy. So that's a big hit for these shippers in terms of cost. They will hit their P&L quite a bit at the end of the year. So I was reviewing it with the team. How the people or the shippers that use, or the fulfillment customers that we have that ship outside of the city. Some of them were paying under $10,
Wow.
and now they're paying over $20.
Wow, rates are doubling, and I think our merchants are concerned. Not only ours, but other merchants who are reaching out, and so. Yeah, it really is on the back of the small merchant. This is an unprecedented time, right? We've got peak, we've got the CP strike, and I think together it just really creates a lot of fear and anxiety in the business.
Yeah. I mean, nobody expected this. I mean, we're into almost a third week of the postal strike, and I've been hearing that this may very well go through the peak until next year,
Exactly.
which is a very sad situation again for small shippers. I mean, that's where majority of the shippers make money. We all wait for peak.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely, and not only small shippers, large shippers, right? We've got we used to rely on the big three, the big four, the carriers that would get us through these surges. But as you've all heard, UPS is halting pickups at warehouses, and that's an issue. We've got Pure later instituting caps, daily caps, so 1,500 pieces. And what we're hearing is more restrictions will soon follow. As this ecosystem evolves and changes in real time, we're here talking about it. And we don't have all the answers, but certainly shows that last mile is mission critical.
Yeah, look, if I was UPS or Pure Leader, I would do the same thing. They can only move so much, right? Canada Post during peak move 1 million packages a day. Right? Nobody has that kind of capacity available at any given time. So, I mean, they're picking and choosing high revenue, high margin customers, and they want to serve only that, their year-long customers. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? Like, for example, now some of the shippers that UPS is not an option anymore for domestic.
Right.
They halt their operations for temporarily. Pure Leader has put a cap on, and expect more caps from other regional carriers. Well, not regional carriers, like a top 4 carriers. What do you think? What are some of the options available for shippers at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, we hear a lot about carrier diversification, using multi-carrier networks, aggregators, resellers, and relying on national carriers has always been a common answer as well. I mean, today, mostly you're hearing about carrier diversification, right? And the ability and the role that tech plays to enable those kind of things to happen, or enabling resellers or aggregators to bring volume together to get scale. And I think those are the common things that we're hearing in the network.
So you're absolutely right, Chris. On the technical side, the integration side is very important. A lot of shippers who actually looking to diversify cannot do it because they are not integrated into universal platforms. The major ones that are currently in the market. Some of them are struggling. They have no choice but to pay a higher price to get their packages or their goods delivered to keep their customer base. They're in. Hopefully, they can get through this year. Well, it will definitely hit their P&L, but let's hope they get through this year.
But the good news is we will get through it. I mean,
Right.
somehow, some way,
Right.
us guys in logistics, we just show up. We work later. We work longer. We get it done. But I think what we're also seeing and hearing is the tech hurdles as you described, combined with there's just not enough drivers all of a sudden, right? There's just
Yeah.
not enough quality vehicles, and so it comes back to a combination of how fast can I deploy tech and how fast can I get the actual physical asset.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing right now is there's really being pushed to the maximum on that front, that there's just not enough people.
That's right. No, I absolutely agree. I mean, if you're a shipper right now, sending packages, you got UPS now picking up temporarily halted their operation, domestic pickup. You got Pulitzer put a cap on.
Yeah.
What do you do at this point? I mean, the only option you are left with is regional carriers.
Yeah, you go regional, you go
Right?
local.
Yeah, I think that's a very important part, and I think a lot of shippers, I believe, they are using multiple carrier channels online, reseller slash different multiple options. What I've seen worked is you need to do a first shake hand with the asset-based carriers.
Yeah.
Not a three shake hand where you're shaking hand with somebody and they're shaking hand with somebody else and the fourth person actually delivering the package.
Well, and that's what we're seeing, right? You're going
Right.
through these multi-carrier networks, and they're bottlenecking.
That's
They're
right.
bottlenecking. I mean, they're wonderful, peers in the industry with us, but inevitably they're not tooled like a UPS or a FedEx or a Canada Post, and so you see the bottleneck. But the problem is not that. The problem is you don't know where it bottlenecked.
That's right.
So when you inevitably get the call, "Where's my package?" we're not sure.
Exactly.
And that's really a brand degradation there for the merchant.
Absolutely. And that's where I bring in the point that you need to be, at this point, shaking hand directly with carriers that actually own assets.
Yeah.
Not just a tech platform online that they will pass it on to at least 4 parties before the actual carrier gets the package. So that's what I believe, especially,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time-sensitive window right now. You mentioned only 20 days before the Christmas. Everybody wants to get their package, gifts, delivered to their loved ones for the right reason.
Absolutely.
And I think this is the fastest way, in my opinion, is reach out to the carrier.
Go direct.
Go direct. Pick
Go
up the
direct.
call, just dial.
And it adds complexity for sure. But you're looking at the major markets, right? How do you get out the 80-20 rule? Right? You've got to shake hands with someone in the major market who has the assets, who can either go to your warehouse, or that warehouse can come to your warehouse,
Right.
and you can get it directly out there. But you really want, at this point in time, to know, you've got the technology to set up very quickly on a universal platform, and that we can put the product directly into a truck that is going to land at your customer's doorstep.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of success in that area, I would say, today.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I've gotten a few calls from my network, some of the close friends, and it's really sad to see that they're really hurt. They're losing their customer. I think if you're watching us online, it doesn't matter. This is not an e-com advertisement. Just reach out to a regional carrier, even if you have to do a manual setup or temporary setup to get your package delivered. Just reach out, directly contact. There's multiple of us in Canada. I mean, there's only 3 major markets in Canada: GTA, Montreal, and Vancouver. That's almost 65 to 70% of the Canadian population. And there are a lot of options available. A lot of us are integrated to a lot of universal platforms already, which some of you might not be aware of, but reach out. Majority of the regional carriers, they have a lot of capacity available. I would highly recommend, not going through a multiple different online selling platforms. Directly contact regional carriers and get your package delivered if you want to get it delivered before Christmas.
Yeah, if you want those guarantees, right? It's our driver, our truck, on a universal platform, and we're now tooling operations around the clock.
Right.
We are retooling, we are shifting priorities, we're opening up capacity, and I think most regional players are obviously doing that. But I think we're seeing our merchants, thank us because there's a guarantee. There's a guarantee it's going to get shipped.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about experience, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can lose a customer by just having one bad experience. And this is the mission critical. Right before Christmas, people are ordering gifts for their kids, for their loved ones. So you can't miss that. Like you have to deliver it on time, and it's only 20 days left.
Yeah, so that's some of our thoughts. That's some of our ideas from eCom Lab and the group at eCom. We're deeply immersed in the next 3 to 4 weeks. It's probably going to go a little longer than that, we think.
Yeah.
But we'd love to hear from you. Drop some comments. Like us, subscribe, whatever you're supposed to say when you close these things. I don't think we're on YouTube, but listen, we're here to chat. We'd love to talk to you and hear more.